What is up, guys? Today it's gonna be a fun video. We're just hanging out. We're just having a relaxing day on my home lake. And the reason for that is I need to make up for an epically bad weekend last weekend. So to catch you guys up on what's happened, I decided to take a Thursday off from work. I said, you know what? I'm gonna use some vacation time. I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna fish on a body of water that has some really big fish. Got out there, and about 3 hours in, my seat broke in my kayak. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the Native Titan X, the seat has a swivel that's connected between the base and the actual seat itself. That swivel platform broke through the plastic bushings, which I'm not really sure why they thought that was a good idea in the design. And the seat was basically trying to escape from the base. Now, I was about a mile out into the middle of a lake in 40-mile-an-hour winds when this happened. So I had to pedal back, basically laying down like this, all the way back to shore. It was not comfortable. It took me almost an hour and a half to get back to shore because I had to keep repositioning myself to keep my seat from just falling off the kayak. That was a lot of fun. Got to shore, rallied, fixed it. The seat now doesn't swivel. It's just hooked to the bottom, and I bolted it all back together. But by then the day was over. Got up the following morning, and I don't know what I did. I don't know if it's because I'm old or if it's because of how I was sitting, having to pedal back, pinched something in my back, and was basically injured for the next 2 days. Spent the next 2 days icing, heating, 10 unit, ended up actually calling the doctor and getting muscle relaxers because my back had such a bad back spasm that I couldn't even walk. Managed to tough it out, work it out, and get good enough to fish a tournament on Sunday. And the tournament on Sunday went well, with the exception of I lost a fish right at the end. You guys have probably already seen that video by now. And literally missed the money by half an inch. So I had a really just fail weekend across the board. So what we're doing today is we're just hitting my home lake. Like I said, we're gonna go out here and try to catch as many fish as we can and have a relaxing day on the water, because tomorrow I'm driving to New Hampshire to do the Jigs and Bigs July Slot Series event, and that's gonna be a little bit more intense, a little bit more serious fishing. So today, we're just gonna have a fun day and catch a bunch of bass. There you go, guys. Decent pike. Decent fish. Not a monster. Buddy. Chilling hook. There, guys. Put a tube on a chatterbait. No idea if this is a viable strategy. I've caught 2 fish on it so far, 1 pike, now 1 bass. And I just actually had a huge pike follow. He diverted right at the boat, but it's an interesting look. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of cool. What I did to make it stick on the hook is I actually stuck an old Senko inside there to give it a little bit of beef to keep it on there. But essentially I stuffed right in here. There's actually a Senko that I hooked it through to kind of keep it on there. It looks interesting in the water. It kind of almost extends the skirt, but gives it like a bigger, more full profile. I don't know if it's going to be something that's viable, but oh, there's a second fish on it, so maybe it is. Interesting. situation. This is another pike. And I honestly don't put a lot of stock into if a pike will eat it, because I'll be honest, pike are some of the stupidest fish on the planet, and they'll eat a 2x4 with treble hooks if you work it right. But so far, this is the third fish I've caught on this weird little technique. So we're gonna say, at least if you're a pike fisherman, they seem to like it.
It's working. I don't understand.
That's freaking cool. Okay. Tricked you, buddy. Sorry. Oh man, I got you right in the eye, huh? Yeah. I ain't got no choice, bud. Not a bad little fish. I can't believe that's working. Check this out, guys. That right there, that little black dot in the center, that's a baby loon. Pretty freaking cool. Mom's around here somewhere. She keeps popping up, trying to give baby loon some food. But the baby keeps like dropping. There's mom right there. So there's mama on the right, and there's little baby. This lake I'm fishing on has a pair of loons that have a baby every single year. But right there is the next generation of little loons that I get to talk to on my home lake. It's pretty cool. There he goes. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, this is the whole reason I came here today, was because I knew there'd be a topwater bite at some point during the day. And I was not wrong. Here he is. He's not a gigantor by any sense, but heavy bass. Frog bass tend to be thick. He choked that thing, but look at that fish. Beautiful bass. And we're using a frog that I absolutely love. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna probably order some more of these soon. It is this bro, I think they're called flapping frog, right there. It's basically a boot tail, hollow belly, floating frog. And you throw it out there on top of the pads. And what I like to do is just slow roll it. I just basically work it as slow as I can over top of them. It makes just enough commotion for those bass to get interested, and they clearly like it and blow up on it. It's a lot of fun to get them in. How do you know that a frog is working? When you can't find it in their mouth. That is nuts. Just chomped it. All right, guys, we're gonna call it right here. Got the 2 topwater fish, got some fish on different baits. More importantly, rebuilt my confidence after having a failure of a weekend. Learned a new, maybe, trailer for the chatterbait. Maybe that's a little sneaker juice that I'll be able to use on a later day. And yeah, we got a big afternoon ahead of us. I actually got about 5 videos I need to get edited. I got to pack and get ready for my 3-hour drive to New Hampshire to fish the July slot series with my boy Bobby Roast Beef. And yeah, so it's gonna be a busy afternoon, but you know what? I got to get on the water, got to catch a bunch of fish, didn't catch any monsters, but I got back to just relaxing, having fun, and made up for my poor weekend last weekend. I want to thank you guys for coming along with me. I really appreciate you taking time to watch this video. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and as always, let's get out there, catch more fish.